Are you? It's me again, Blossom, and I totally want to thank you for coming to my blog again today. I hope everyone's been doing great. I've been extremely busy, been doing a lot of traveling, speaking at a lot of different events, but it's been great, and I'm having a good time, and I hope you guys are too. So, let's just get started. So, last week, on all three of my social media sites, I asked everyone if they wanted advice about anything. I don't care what it was. So, please feel free to inbox me. And the response was so incredible. You guys are so amazing. Thank you. I got a lot of good questions, and I cannot wait to read some of them here right now. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, my first question comes from Lauren, who is one of my awesome Facebook followers, and she writes, "How do you become so confident, Blossom?" Well, how do I become so confident? Oh, let's just say that it has definitely taken a long time to feel the way I feel right now. Growing up, I had big self esteem issues with myself. And eventually, as I've grown older and have become more mature, I've learned to accept those things about me. I think with my friends, I have this big Miss Goody Two Shoes attitude. Like, I'm always positive. I always feel good about myself and this, that, and the other thing. And, to a certain extent, that's true. And I own it. But it wasn't always like that. I had to learn to love myself and be me for me. We're all different. And, coming from a trans woman, having a transition, the only thing we're worried about is like being passable and being this, being that, or whatnot. And, we always forget what the real definition of a woman is. And it's not always the same. Women come in all different sizes and different shapes. Some of us are plus size, some of us are petite. It doesn't matter. Women come in different sizes and different shapes. And so I had to keep little things like that in my mind to kind of like remember, you know. But yeah, Lauren, thank you so much for that question. Very good one. So, my next question comes from one of my awesome Twitter followers by the name of @2fatstevie. Blossom, what do you do to get yourself motivated? It seems as though I'm at a standstill in my life, and it's difficult to say, and it's difficult to stay motivated when I can't get a job and not be confident enough to go to college. How do you stay motivated and positive in a world that's constantly trying to drag you down? Well, that, my friend, is a very good question. Wow, where do I start? Let's see. What do I do to get myself motivated? One thing that I do is focus on my goals. I try to focus on my goals and my dreams. People always tell you make yourself a list of short-term goals and a list of long-term goals. And every time something bombards me, I always try to think about my goal and my dreams. And it also helps me deal with like emotions because sometimes during the frustration when you can't really get something right, it's really easy to put your emotions out there and there may not be necessarily the positive ones. So I always try to watch that. But my goals and my dreams is what keeps me motivated. It keeps me grounded. It keeps me wanting to live for something. And as far as the world being at a standstill for you, trust me, honey, it's going to get so much better. I promise. We tend to forget that we all go through problems. We all have these issues, and sometimes we don't know how to deal with these issues. But you can't give up hope, honey. Yes, things might be at a standstill, but in this time, try to get to know yourself better. Kind of get to know where you want to go in life, what you want to do in life. Use this time wisely. You can never give up. We all have these issues, and we all go through these different things. And I think another part of your question was, hmm. how do I stay motivated and positive in a world that's constantly trying to bring you down? It's gonna happen. I always try to keep this in my mind that, if they talk about Jesus Christ, what makes you think that you're not the exception? And, I had to learn to laugh off what other people would say about me. And don't get me wrong, it hurts. Not everybody is strong enough as I am, is what people will say. But you have to build yourself up to that point, and it's going to eventually come. But the thing about it is, it takes time, it takes patience, and you've got to be willing to go for it and do that. So, honey, don't stress. And as far as like the college thing goes, only you can make that decision. Only you can know what's right for you. And if college may not be on the front burner for you right now, that's okay. Maybe later on in life it is. It doesn't matter. You know yourself. You know when it's time to make these types of decisions. So, honey, good luck with that. Keep me informed. So, my next question comes from one of my Instagram followers by the name of King Mustachio. Hi, Blossom. What advice do you have for LGBT plus teens starting? Uh, I messed it up. Hi, Blossom. What advice do you have for LGBT teens starting college soon? Oh, that, my friend, is a very good question. My advice would be research, research, research. Going to college is a different world from being in high school, and you're kind of moving into adulthood basically. And I would always suggest to you or anyone else, do research on these colleges. Make sure that they're LGBTQ friendly. That's one of the biggest things with me. I was finding a place where I would feel comfortable being who I was, living my true authentic self, and not being punished for it. And also, while you look at different colleges, see if they have a good GSA program, a Gay Straight Alliance, or any other club that is more inclusive of LGBTQ people and allies. There are a lot of good schools that cater to those recommendations. And the thing about college life is it's a big adjustment. I always say when you're first going there, think about your education. Your friends and all that good stuff is going to come with the territory. Don't worry. You will get to meet people there. You will definitely get to meet new people. But don't go to college with that mindset of just making friends. Focus on your education. Focus on your goals. And, everything else will follow. And don't be afraid, to talk to someone. Find out if the school has a good open door policy. Definitely, because we all need someone to talk to. And, it's very important that these colleges have that. And I know that was one thing for me when I first enrolled into college. I'm about to graduate in December. I just wanted to feel comfortable. And, when I first got to college, people were afraid of me because they're not used to a trans woman. I had no friends, but luckily my sweet mate, he decided to become friends with me, and we're still great friends to this day, and everything. And so everything worked out. And eventually, people would stop coming to him to ask me stuff, and they would start coming to me. And so, basically, taking the time and the research is one thing I would suggest to anyone who's transitioning, anyone in the LGBTQ community who's transitioning from high school to college. So, very great question. Thank you so much for that, King Mustachio. All right. So my next question comes from Zach, and Zach is one of my Facebook followers, and so I thank you so much, Zach, for sending me your question. Zach's question is, how do you deal with haters, and how do you keep a positive mindset? Any tips or advice? All right. I kind of said something about like the positive tips, but how do I deal with haters? I'm starting to get like Taylor Swift and just shake them off, honey. Mm-mm-mm. Shake them off, honey. Because this is the thing. People are always going to hate on you. You know, whether you're doing something good or you're doing something bad, people are always going to hate on you. I always tell people, haters will always shout out your failures, but only whisper your success. I say keep your head held high. You know, don't let anyone put you down. We all have times where we struggle and we go through different things, and you know, people put us down. And it's hard to deal with that because it hurts. You're human. You have feelings. And that's very understandable. But as time goes on, you grow from those put downs that other people give to you. You grow from them and you understand yourself better of what you would put up with and what you won't put up with. And I really think that's very important, Zach. You know, just keep your head held high. Um, if you feel like the walls are closing in on you, seek help. Talk to someone. There is someone out there that will listen. Trust me. Thank you, Zach, so much for that, and good luck. So, my last and final question for this vlog comes from Diane, and she is also one of my amazing Facebook followers. Hi, Diane. Blossom, what is your best advice in forgiving someone who heard gossip about you but never stood up for you? They never tried to understand your side, and you still have to work with that person. Diane, I love this question. This is a little different than the other questions. Well, first of all, keep in mind that you're in the workplace. One thing I want to know if your friend coming to you and saying that you need to stay away from certain people who are talking about you, or did you just find out that people were talking about you and your friend knew about it but didn't let you know anything? Now, if it was the latter, honey, I will put these shades on like this because he or she is being shady. hmm Or if it's the other part of the question, talk, communicate. When it comes to forgiveness, I always say life is too short to hold grudges. Always, if you can, forgive. It might take time, but forgive, forgive, forgive. And you have to keep in mind, honey, you're in the workplace. It could be that your friend is coming to you telling you to stay away from these different people or whatever because they don't want their name put out there in the gossip in case something goes down at work between you and those coworkers that are talking about you because this is your job. You could lose your job for gossip, believe it or not. Or, you know, it could get very serious. But if your friend is coming to you pulling you over to the side and kind of letting you know what's going on or whatever, I feel like that's still a good friend to you. You know, standing up for someone, when it comes to standing up for people, you know, I wouldn't too much try to focus on that, to be honest. Because your friend, think about it, if your friend tried to speak up for you, that might cause more friction at work. It's not that your friend doesn't care about you. If he or she is coming to you and telling you that other people are doing that for you, no, doing that to you, excuse me. You know, your friend cares. But if it's at a point where people were just talking about you and your friend knew about it and they didn't tell you, then yeah, I would definitely question the friendship. Most definitely. Because with our friends, we always expect them to be loyal, supportive, and you know, and everything. But you have to understand something though. That's your job. Y'all are in the workplace. And the fact that you have to work with this person is you got to leave your feelings and emotions at the door at 8 a.m. and pick them back up at 5 p.m. You know, like it or not, you all have to work together. And that's definitely something I had to learn when working with people, especially when I get mad at someone and I didn't want to talk to them for like 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. We still had to work together. We're still a team. And so it becomes when you have to put your job first, let it go. You, you guys work together. That's that. But definitely question the friendship. If you had to find out from other people that your friend knew about other people talking about you, or if your friend was just pulling you over to the side and saying, "Hey, you need to watch out." That's a good friend, honey. It comes in different forms, and sometimes when we think about things, we tend to think from a one-sided perspective, like our side only matters, instead of looking at the other side of the fence. So hopefully, honey, that helped. Diane, good luck. Oh my goodness. You guys, so that takes care of all of the questions today. I want to thank you guys so much for writing in. And if this turns out to be somewhat of a success, I will totally make more videos just like this, answering your questions, any advice you might have or need. I'm so here for that. You guys, thank you so much for watching this vlog. Make sure that you're following me on Twitter, Miss Blossom 9210. You've liked my Facebook page, Blossom C. Brown, and you're following me on Instagram, Miss Victorious 9210. You guys, thanks so much for the love and the support, and I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time. Mwah.